Human-made noise makes it harder for dolphins to work together, study finds. In this still from a video, dolphin delta pushes the button as part of the research into the effect of underwater noise pollution. CNN. A study has found that dolphins are unable to communicate as effectively when exposed to human generated noises, forcing them to change their sounds much like people do when shouting. An international team of researchers from the University of Bristol, the Dolphin Research Center, Syracuse University, the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, Aarhus University, and the University of St. Andrews collaborated on the study, which was published in Current Biology on Thursday. We wanted to investigate how noise impacts animals working together, said Pernille Sørensen, first author of the paper and the PhD candidate at the University of Bristol, in the interview with CNN. So basically, looking at the whole communication network from a sender to the receiver and whether there is any impact on that transmission. Previous studies have documented the damaging impact that noise pollution can have on other aquatic mammals like whales. The constant din of noises from ship engines and military sonar makes it difficult for marine mammals to communicate with each other and has been linked to increasing collisions between whales and ships. The researchers horned in on dolphins because the aquatic animals are highly social and intelligent, using whistles to communicate with each other and clicks to echolocate and hunt. And the sound communication is particularly crucial for underwater animals because beneath the water surface, sound travels very far and very fast, said Sharonson. Additionally, dolphins have a wide vocal repertoire that they employ for basically all aspects of their lives, including for coordinating cooperative behaviors. To understand how noise pollution affects the dolphin's ability to cooperate, the scientists worked with two specific dolphins named Delta and Reese, living at the Dolphin Research Center in Florida. The dolphins had the mission they needed to each press an underwater button at the same time. The dolphins were asked to perform the task both under ambient noise conditions and under full noise treatment meant to simulate human-made underwater noise pollution. A total of 200 trials were conducted with a dolphin pair, with each dolphin wearing a acoustic tag that recorded its sound production. The findings were twofold, said Sharenson. First, they found that dolphins used compensatory mechanisms to make up for their hindered vocal communication. As the underwater noise increased, they made louder and longer sounds and changes their body language to face each other. But the more important finding, according to Sharensen, was that despite using their attempt to compensate for the noise pollution, the dolphins were still less successful at completing the task. Their success rate dropped from 85% to 62.5% from the lowest to highest levels of noise. We are, we are showing to our knowledge for the first time that animals working together are impacted and that compensatory mechanisms are insufficient to overcome the impact of noise, she explained. This might have a real world impact on the dolphins in the wild who rely on cooperation to forage and reproduce. They need sound in order to connect, she said. Sharonson added that the researchers would absolutely have loved to introduce or include more dolphins in our experiment, and that future experiment might expand the sample size to the larger group of dolphins. Additionally, more research is needed into the specific kinds of whistles and sounds that the dolphins use for cooperative tasks. This research definitely contributes as the part of the puzzle to our knowledge of how noise pollution impacts animals, said Sharon. She said that she hopes the research helps to support the solutions for how we can better manage the noise in our oceans.